Wow, I'm done. After a fall diagnosis in 2024, I'm officially done with treatment for the triple positive cancerous tumor I had in my left breast. Side note, triple positive refers to the types of receptors my particular brand of cancer was feeding off of. In my case, the tumor had estrogen, progesterone, and HER2 receptors, hence triple positive. Every treatment plan looks very different in the cancer world, and being a crunchy gal, I certainly questioned conventional cancer treatment to begin with. After loads of research and even more praying, I decided, with the support of my husband, to go through with the chemotherapy treatment plan my team laid out. I followed that up with a lumpectomy, and that up with a full radiation protocol. Throughout all of that, I was also getting immunotherapy every 3 weeks, which is what I just finished up with this past Friday. Concerning the treatment plan I followed, I feel obligated to say everyone's cancer is so specific. I urge anyone out there listening who, God forbid, gets a diagnosis, explore all your options before you commit to anything. This isn't fear-mongering. I just think that every situation is so different, and every tool we can use to fight cancer is worth exploring. Side note, let me know if anyone watching is interested in me doing a video on what I think about the world of cancer treatment from my experience. We're at a time where we have tons of people who are really frustrated and mistrusting of the modern medical establishment, and then you have lots of people who are frustrated with those who are frustrated with the medical system. Having some conversations on the subject is probably warranted. So, what now? This past Saturday, my husband Tom, who you probably have seen on this channel trying yummy things, or at least lying that they are yummy when they're not, he asked me, what's wrong? He could tell I was cranky, and he wasn't wrong. I had finished cancer treatment a day prior, and I was incredibly grateful, but the crankiness persisted. When I finally let myself not feel guilty about these negative feelings, I realized where my crankiness was coming from. I had finished treatment and was incredibly grateful to be done, and am incredibly grateful to be done. But the amount of congratulations around me, the balloons, the cards, and the constantly being asked, how does it feel to be done, started to rub me the wrong way. I oddly kept thinking about the depression and severe anxiety that I had experienced all throughout my 20s. Or my mind went to the millions of people who are dealing with chronic pain as I say this. I also kept thinking about the potentially difficult road that Tom and I might have to start a family. These things I'm listing have one thing in common. They don't have a known end date. For instance, my husband has an incredibly stressful job, and he isn't given a balloon or congratulations when he meets yet another 6 months of managing projects. Years ago, my dad had a botched hernia surgery in his 30s that left him bedridden for years. And while my family received such an outpouring of love and support and generosity from those around us, no one could ever tell him when the pain would end. Where am I going with this? First off, there is nothing wrong with celebrating big milestones. In fact, I could probably get better at taking the time to celebrate instead of just moving on to the next thing. That said, in my experience, the hardest things I have struggled with on this side of heaven were struggles that were so much more complicated and less concrete than a set cancer treatment plan. Struggling with school as a kid and the shame associated with feeling dumb was harder than cancer treatment. Having an eating disorder that I have to work recovery on daily to overcome is tougher than cancer treatment. The things in life that don't have a set end date, a plan, and sometimes the things that don't even have words to them are often the most difficult. The amount of kindness and outpouring of love I received throughout cancer treatment makes me want to cry joys of tear, truly. I am beyond blessed, and please send anyone going through cancer treatment all the love and support and goodies that you can. But also remember, difficulties are often silent. Difficulties are often endless, or at least potentially endless. And those that don't have a name for their struggles are often hurting the most. I at least have a story and evidence of hardship. If I tell you my story up to this point at 33 years old, the average person will affirm I've had struggle. Or, I know this is all relative, but you get my point. Things like vague mental health struggles or a general sense of spiritual sickness that I know people deal with day to day are really tough too, and sometimes made tougher by not being validated. It seems like as people, we often want to make ourselves feel better to know that a person that we love is on the other side of hardship. It's natural to not want our loved ones to suffer. But the truth is, we have no idea what the future holds. And amazing experiences and hardships come in all shapes and sizes throughout a person's life. To wrap up, I'll end with a few points. 1, going through cancer treatment brought to light how many people love me and that human kindness is amazing. 2, going through cancer and cancer treatment was awful, and I still have some trauma around chemo flu that brings me back to that misery. Ugh. 3, human struggle is universal and often invisible. 4, human struggle brings us together, and we're not meant to go through hardship without robust love and support around us. My last and most important point to end on: struggle has brought me closer to God, and I wouldn't change a thing. I believe that one can meet God on the way up, but often gets to know Him on the way down. And that was certainly the case for me. I wouldn't trade this deep personal relationship I have with our Creator for anything. Thank you for watching. I'll get back to cooking in my next video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and like this video and comment if you could be so kind. It really does help being a really small creator. Like when you see someone who has tons of followers, it helps to like and subscribe and comment, but for me it's kind of vital if anyone's ever going to see this. So I really, really appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye. FYI, I have my eyebrow pencil coming in the mail, and I did my eyebrows 3 times to make them look this uneven. So before you comment, or you know what, comment whatever, I need the attention. Just know, this lack of symmetry, I ain't cool with it. And hopefully it'll change soon. Hopefully my eyebrow hair will grow back to a point that I won't have to fill them in this much. That's the hope. Peace.
Just relax. I can open my eyes more now.
You never know, right?
Do you want another ice chip?
You're welcome.
They said I didn't want to take my mouth thingy out.
You did not want
I
to?
was resistant, but I don't remember that.
What's your mouth thingy?
The thing that kept my mouth open during surgery. Such good ice.
It's the best tasting ice.
I asked the nurse,
All
I
those
said,
ones.
what's the difference between ice chips and cubes?
What'd you say?
She said nothing really. I think it's just what they call them in the hospital.
Well, it's probably the size. A cube is bigger than the chips. Just like a chunk's bigger than a chip.
Well, tell me, did you guys go to Jam?
Yep.
And then what'd you do?
We went into a couple stores. I wanted to go into Heyday because I'd never been in there.
It's kind of what you expected, right?
Yeah, it's bigger than I thought.
It's deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a headache from the fragrance in there.
I know, it's awful.
And then what was
And
the...
stay away from there because I don't want you to have to get surgery like this.
Oh, I don't know if that was the whole cause of cancer for you.
They say if you go into Heyday, you're going to get cancer.
Because of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to Bridger Animal Nutrition.
You
Yeah.
did?
Yeah, we got the dog food.
Did you ask them about a probiotic for Milton?
Oh, no, I forgot.
Oh,
Sorry, Mallard.
I thought you loved him.
I do, but I forgot. But we didn't get the premium food. We just did the premium, which is just a marketing ploy.
I usually get the one that's cheaper of the
The blue,
sardine foods.
the blue bag.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got the blue bag.
because I love my dogs, but I go, I don't need that.
And next time, guess what?
We get a free one.
We get a free bag.
Well, I'm gonna go back there and get a probiotic for Milton.
Okay. Not today, alright?
Unless maybe we take some time off from it because they went to the vet this month and the dogs cost us an arm and a leg.
We're fine.